Kavanaugh versus atheism. So, Kavanaugh has been accused of sexual assault, and that's all the online community seems to care about these days. Perhaps there's some sort of politically motivated narrative building here, right? Anyway, how does the Kavanaugh scandal, the left, the Me Too movement, and feminism tie together? Well, let's start with atheism. Atheism is correct in its approach of religion in that it doesn't accept anything without evidence. Fair enough. That's why I don't subscribe to religion anymore, because even though I was brought up in a religious environment, I realized that my faith was based on things people told me that I couldn't verify, and neither could they. And when I gave up religion, I was that angry atheist for a while, always making a point to everyone I met about how religion was based on blind faith and not factual truth. Well, it was a phase, and I apologize to those I annoyed, and I'm moving forward because religion is just emotional faith, and trying to define it with logic is in itself illogical. You hear me, Twitter atheists, professional atheists, whatever you want to call yourselves? Also, some religions in the West have detached themselves from government, so they don't affect you whatsoever. So get over it. Unlike other Eastern religions I might mention that are non-detachable from government, and you haven't even seen their effect on your democracy yet. Just wait and see. So, the worshipped atheist prophet Dawkins suggested that atheists possess superior intellect because of their rationality, calling them brights. Well, maybe, but statistics show that atheists tend to blindly follow the doctrine of socialism, the dogma by which gullible people fanatically believe, with zero evidence, and even with having historical evidence of the contrary, that a government with full control over society and the economy, with immense powers to seize income and do whatever it wants with it, they believe that this vague, all-powerful entity of government will somehow be accountable to its people and take care of them. Basically, this is why socialism is a cult. It believes in a benevolent, omniscient, vague, omnipresent being, the state. It has its own holy books, the Communist Manifesto. It has its prophets, Marx, Lenin, Mao, Stalin, whatever. It has its saints, Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and fucking Jim Carrey. It has its scapegoat, or devil if you want to call him that way, a vague, hard-to-define entity, the capital. It has its sinners, capitalist and fascist, whatever that means. It has its useless ceremonies, marches protesting government even though they want more government. Are you listening, Greece? I'm looking at you. Anyway, how does Kavanaugh tie into this? Well, Kavanaugh has been accused of something, and those who blindly believe his accuser tend to be, supposedly, skeptic atheists, most of them, because it's a politically motivated movement, this Me Too movement and this anti-Kavanaugh whatever movement. So, my question to these people is, where's your criticism and your demand for evidence here? Are you hearing how hypocritical you sound? And yeah, I might not know if the accuser is right or wrong, but she's probably lying if I had to bet, because of her demand to be believed without evidence. Just like prophets, with audacity and baseless arrogance, accept you to believe their wild assertions. You know why so much crime isn't reported? Because the victims know they can't prove that crime. That's life. It is what it is. Because the alternative, believing any accusation, would be even more catastrophic. In that scenario, I would just go around saying that all of you guys stole my resources, or my great-great-great-great-great-grandparents' resources, and I need reparations from your hard-earned cash. See what I did there? So anyway, I've witnessed and have been victim of crime many times, especially in the military. I've seen violence and flat-out embezzlement take place in front of me, but I couldn't report it because I couldn't prove it. It is what it is. But the audacity of this Me Too movement to be believed, regardless of evidence or not, is telling. It's a red flag. It's got more red flags than a Soviet parade. So if I had to bet, I'd say they're lying for attention and a few sales of copies of a shitty perverted fantasy book. And of course, they're lying to push their own political agenda. I mean, thousands of years of the evolution of the justice system, by which all are innocent until proven guilty with evidence and with fair representation. Is this what it comes down to? Mob rule? Accusations taken as by default condemnations? Have you missed the last 3,000 years of our civilization or what? Are we devolving as a species? So, if you make fun of people's blind faith in something, maybe, just maybe, they make fun of your blind faith in something else. Food for thought. Thank you for listening.